Hello, FCS parents. Hope you guys have had a great week. I've got lots of things I could possibly talk about, but there's really just one thing on my mind right now. I've had a few questions about it over the last 24 hours, so I was trying to figure out what the best way to put this information out there, and this is probably the most appropriate way to let people know. So as many of you know, Mrs. Enriquez, Rio Enriquez, who was one of our preschool teachers, her and her husband Ruben, welcomed little Sebastian into the world back in August. In fact, they were just here at the school, Rio and Sebastian, on Monday. Sebastian actually sat right there in that chair. And then on Tuesday, Sebastian passed away. It's a very tragic situation. Mrs. Enriquez, Rio, she's more than just a teacher here at our school. She's a part of our family. And when you lose a family member, it is difficult. Obviously, Ruben and Rio, I can't imagine what they're going through right now, but we want to lift them up in prayer. We want to be there to support them as much as possible, in any way possible. We ask you, please don't reach out directly to Mrs. Enriquez or to the family. Allow them to grieve. They have people in place that are supporting them. They're members of the Building Christian Fellowship. Their church is doing a great job of supporting them. But you can also pray for the Building Christian Fellowship. It's hard on them as well. Rio and Ruben are a part of their family as well, and so they're also grieving. Our teachers here are grieving. So if you interact with some of our staff and they seem a little dour in their demeanor, that's probably why. It's a difficult time for everyone. And listen, I wish I had something profound that I could say. There's nothing I can say that will make this situation better. It is a tragedy. We'll probably never understand on this side of heaven exactly why. I do know that when we grieve, that we can be comforted. There's a comfort there. Matthew chapter 5, verse 4. Blessed are those who grieve, for they will be comforted. We know who our comforter is. The Bible tells us the Holy Spirit will come and comfort us. I don't know how people who don't believe deal with tragedy. I don't understand it at all. And because even with our comforter, it's still difficult. So Psalm chapter 10, verse 14 says, "But you yourself," talking about God, "have seen trouble and grief, observing it in order to take the matter into your hands. The helpless entrust himself to you. You are a helper of the fatherless." In this case, the sonless. Jesus came to earth. He understands grief from a human perspective because he came to earth as a man so that he could be with us. He knows us and understands what we go through. Jesus lost friends and family. So, again, lift up the family in prayer, the Building Christian Fellowship in prayer. Please lift up our staff in prayer. I know many of you know Mrs. Enriquez as well. This is not a fun Thursday Thoughts to record. I debated whether I'm going to say anything or not, but I felt this was the most appropriate way to let people know. It is not it's not secretive information. The family posted on Facebook. The Building Christian Fellowship posted as well. So the information is definitely out there. But if you're not connected to them, you may not have known. So we wanted to make sure that people were aware and understood because we all need to be praying right now. Again, specifically for the Enriquez family. That's really all I have to say. We had picture day yesterday. It was great. We'll have color run next Friday. If you have any questions about anything, please check the weekly newsletter. You can certainly call the office if you have specific questions that you want to ask. But again, just be in prayer over the next few days and weeks as we kind of help the Enriquez family walk through this time of their life where they are grieving over the loss of their son. All right. Hope to see you guys real soon. God bless.